Good morning, yogis. It's Dr. Clark here this morning, early on a Thursday. It's kind of nice first thing in the morning to just do what we're going to do today. There's more of a yin style class. So in a yin class, the flow is slower and we hold each position longer. So this will be an exercise for you in patience because some of the poses, although maybe not your absolute ultimate favorite, will be really good for your body. And then holding some of these poses longer, it allows us to really calm our nervous system, which is very good for your mind, body, spirit. So I think that is a good opportunity for us to explore this morning, and I will guide you in that practice. Each position will hold about 2 to 3 minutes on each side if there are multiple sides. So what I'm going to recommend that you have are some blocks, a strap, and maybe something comfortable to sit on. If you don't have any of those things, grab some towels, blankets you can roll up, a pillow. They're just nice props to be able to use for yourself. So where I'd like us to start is just in your comfortable seat. And from wherever you're sitting, just find a nice place where you can align your spine. So my head is right over my shoulders, and maybe even just glance down and take a look and see. We spend a lot of time in front of the computer these days, so it's very easy to have a more rounded shoulder position. So I want you to sit up nice and tall, shoulders over your hips, really broaden across your shoulder blades. So drape your hands down to the side, palms up, okay? We'll take just a moment here to notice your breathing. In all styles of yoga, there's an important focus on your breath. That's what the word vinyasa means, movement with breath. And we allow our breath to be the leader. So what that means is you pay attention to your breathing. Are you holding your breath? Is your breath extremely rapid? Are you able to keep it calm and controlled no matter the situation? Because quite frankly, the only thing we have control over is our behavior and our reaction to what's happening around us. If you can control your breath, that helps you control your mind and your body and your emotions in a meaningful way. So on your next inhale, if your eyes were closed, blink them open, reach up, gazing up towards your thumbs. And as you exhale, arms come down into what we call cactus or goalpost arms. So you're literally making a little frame here that's either a cactus or goalpost. Broaden open across your chest. Good. So inhale, reach up, gazing at your thumbs. Exhale, pull down, broaden across your chest. Good. 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. Good. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. Good. Drop your arms down to your side. Close your eyes just for 1 more moment. Set your intention here for this practice. This slow flow practice. Maybe you need the opportunity yourself to slow down. And I'm so appreciative you took this time to do that for yourself today. So maybe our intention is pause. Be comfortable in the pause. Take a pause. In that pause lies our opportunity to think before we speak. Think before you hit send on that email. Think before you snap at someone just because you are frustrated. I think pause is a good intention today. Blink your eyes open. Inhale, reach up. we're going to start doing a little twist. So exhale, right hand behind you, left hand in front. And this will be dynamic. So inhale, come back up, reach, lift. Exhale, twist to the left. So left arm back, right arm front. Inhale, reach, lift. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, reach, lift. Exhale, twist to the left. One more each side. Inhale, reach, lift. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, reach, lift. Exhale, twist left. Good. Come on back to center. We're going to do our cat-cows here in seated today. So I want you to inhale, broaden your shoulders, lift your chest. Exhale, round your back, your whole back body gazing down towards your belly button. You can have your hands on the front of your thighs, and as you lean back, it helps give this distraction across your back and your upper shoulders. It feels good. So inhale, coming forward on that tailbone, lifting your heart, broadening across your chest, maybe bringing your elbows in towards your side a little bit, directionally coming backwards. And then exhale, rounding down, rounding your whole spine, having a little bit of that sort of traction maneuver so you feel a stretch across the back and your top of your back shoulders. Good. Inhale, lift, lengthen that spine. Exhale, round down. Inhale and exhale through your nose. That auditory cue, inhale, lift, gives you something to focus on. Exhale, round. And be attentive to your breathing. You're breathing life into your body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Good. Come on back to neutral. Kind of shake your spine out. Inhale, reaching up. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. As you exhale, side bend to the left. So you feel a beautiful lengthening in your right side body. Keeping your chest and your heart lifted upward. Leaning to the left, right side body stretch. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, switch wrists, come to the other side. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, hands, heart, center. If you were sitting on something, propping your hips up, now's a good time to take that out. Maybe if you were sitting with your legs crisscross, switch it. So it's probably your less preferred position of crisscross. And we're going to do that side body stretch one more time. So inhale, reach up to the sky, gazing up. Grab your right wrist. Keeping your sit bones down, come to the side. Maybe this time drop that left arm down so you're supported on your left arm. Your right arm is maybe touching your right ear. Keep your sit bones on the ground. Really feel a lengthening across your whole right side body. Gaze down towards your hand on the ground. Just gives your neck a little relax. On your next inhale, sweep everything up to the top. Exhale, hands, heart, center. Good, let's do the other side. Inhale, reaching up. You can start by grabbing that left wrist as you lean to the right, but then drop that right arm down so you're supported, maybe even on a block, and you feel a lengthening across your entire left side body. So from my fingertips all the way through my trunk down to my sit bone. Gaze down at your arm and your elbow that's on the ground just to give your neck a little break. And then on your next inhale, sweep everything back up to the top. Exhale, hands, heart, center. Just one moment, close your eyes, come back to your intention. Purposefully making you pause, slowing everything down. And when you're ready, blink your eyes open. We're going to move into child's pose. So for child's pose, you reposition on your mat slightly. Your knees are wide to the edge. Your big toes are going to touch. Your hands reach out long, and you sit your hips down and back. Now, I'm going to give you the option to put these blocks under your forearms so that while you're in your child's pose, you have the opportunity to open your shoulders even more. So my head is resting on the floor. My hips are pushing back towards my heels. My forearms are up on these blocks. Option to bring your hands together at the back of your neck in a prayer mudra, and with those blocks underneath your elbows, that really intensifies the stretch on the back of your arm and your tricep area. So just be cautious and be gentle with yourself that if that feels like it's too much, take the blocks out. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Maybe gently massage your forehead, rolling it side to side. Making sure as you breathe, you first fill your belly. You can feel down your legs, then your chest and your heart lift. And you exhale through your nose. 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. If your hands are at the base of your neck, extend them back out long. Go ahead and remove those blocks. We're going to do a gentle twist here in our child's pose. So on your inhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky, twisting through your spine. Exhale, threading it through underneath you. So I'm still sitting back on my hips. My right arm is underneath me. My left arm is long. Option here to actually lift those hips up high and put a little more pressure on the outside of that right shoulder. That might feel really good to you. Just inhaling and exhaling. For each one of these positions, we're going to hold for a slightly longer period of time. Give your body the opportunity to just get used to it, to find a way to have a moment of peace and relaxation in each and every pose. Really calm your body and your nervous system. Option here to kick your feet off to the left and extend that left leg up onto your toe. This puts more pressure on the outside of your right shoulder, so if that doesn't feel good, don't do it. But you still have a nice twist through your spine, a nice opportunity for relaxing. One more breath here. And if you've extended your leg, go ahead and bring them back in. Everyone sit back down on your hips. On your next inhale, unthread your arm, reaching up to a tabletop wide leg to the sky. Exhale, coming back down. So my hands are in front of me and I'm in a wide leg tabletop. A couple of just rocking motions here. So inhale, coming forward. Drop your hips slightly. Maybe lift your toes if that feels good. Exhale, coming back, sit your hips all the way to child's pose. So inhale, coming through tabletop into a little sort of more like a nice cobra here. Bending your knees. Exhale, coming back, sit your hips, child's pose. 2 more. Inhale, coming through tabletop. Drop your hips, lift your heart, broaden across your chest and your collarbones. Exhale, drop your hips. Savasana, child's pose. Last one. Inhale, coming through. Exhale, dropping back. Good. This time from child's pose, left arm reaches up towards the sky. Thread that left arm through underneath. So my hips are sitting back, my left arm is threaded through, my right arm is coming up by my ear. Just breathe, feel those 5 breaths, fill your belly. Expand your lungs, lift your heart, even in this twisted, compressed movement. Option if you wanted to lift your hips higher, that puts more pressure on the outside of your left shoulder. Kick your legs off to the right side, so my right leg's extended, I'm up on that right toe. You should feel a lengthening across your entire left side body. Your right side body. Then your left shoulder's underneath you. And when you're ready, bring your leg back in, drop your tail back down. On your next inhale, unthread that arm, reach all the way up to your wide-legged tabletop. Exhale, hands come back down. Just 2 of those cat and cows where we come forward, drop your hips, lift your chest, lift your feet. And then we're coming all the way back, exhale, child's pose. So this is just a different way for us to work on that spinal movement where we're coming into a beautiful extension and then a nice lengthening and a little flexion in that low back as you come into Balasana. Good. From your child's pose, let's come up onto hands and knees for a moment. I want you to tuck your toes underneath. So you're going to feel a little more of a stretch in that foot. And I want you to actually come upright and sit on your foot, okay? So just for a few breaths, maybe you need to reach down and make sure your toes are all splayed out. Sometimes your toes get kind of crunched in there. But I want your shoulders aligned over your hips, over your feet, and your toes are tucked under. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands, heart center. We're going to do 5 breaths here. Inhale that breath right all the way down to your pinky toes. Exhale, hands, heart center. Inhale, reach and lift. Exhale, hands, heart center. Inhale, reach and lift. Exhale, hands, heart center. One more inhale, reach and lift. Exhale, hands, heart center. Come back out to your tabletop. Untuck your toes and give them a little massage while you're patting them on the floor. That's so good. Kind of working out a little bit. Okay. We're going to do a little spinal balance here. So you're going to extend your right leg back. Your hands are underneath your tabletop, rocking gently forward and backward just a couple of times, warming up those wrists, stretching out that calf. And when you're ready, on your inhale, you're going to lift your right leg hip height and your left arm shoulder height. So you're in a nice long line of spinal balance. Inhale, lengthen from your fingertip to your toe. Exhale, elbow to knee. We're going to do 5. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Squeeze that belly. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Good. Reach out and actually bend your knee. Reach back for your foot. Open your shoulder. Just for a moment. Reset, tabletop. Left leg goes long, tuck your toes, rock back and forth over your wrists. Back onto your heels to get that calf. And when you're ready on your inhale, lift your left leg long, right arm long. You're in a spinal balance from the tip of your fingers to the tip of your toes. Flex your foot. Inhale, get long. Exhale, squeeze your belly, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Good. Come out long, just enough to reset. Wide legs. Sit back, child's pose. Forehead on the mat. Roll your forehead side to side, giving it a little massage. Maybe this time, tuck your arms through your legs so you can reach your feet. Maybe put your right cheek on the mat. Then your left cheek on the mat. Good. I want you to carefully bring yourself up and into a sitting position. Okay, so you're going to be sitting on your mat. I'll sit this way so you can see that you're sitting long. Pull the flesh out from underneath your bottom so that you're actually sitting square on your hips. This forward fold is going to be a good spot for you to have a bolster or a rolled up blanket or pillows or your blocks under your knees, if that feels good, so that your nervous system can actually relax, because this is where we're going to start our 3-minute hold. So let me get my little timer out. And what I want you to do is move into your forward fold. So we start from an inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, coming forward, folding at your hips, hinging at your hips, your hamstrings at some point will kind of tell you you need to stop. You can add a little more bend to your knee, maybe get a little bit further, and then wherever you're at, rest your hands, maybe on your shins, maybe on your toes, drop your head. We're going to be here for 3 minutes, so you have to just find ease in the discomfort. Continue to focus on your breathing, inhaling the air into your belly, then your lungs, broadening your chest, exhaling it out. If there's any specific area of discomfort when you inhale, send your breath straight there. Give it the oxygen it needs, and then exhale out what no longer serves you. Relax your head. Try to find comfort in this silence and in this pause. We had a really great devotional at work yesterday in our faculty meeting where my friend guided us through this reminder that most often in the silence is maybe where God's doing his best work on you, and you could really hear and you could really get a better line of communication, a better message. And I just think that's so important for us right now. We're moving around, there's so much hustle and bustle, but taking the opportunity to find, like purposefully find peace and quiet is such a gift and was such a wonderful reminder of how important that is. Try and fight the urge to come out of the pose. Keep yourself supported in the pose. focusing on your breathing. Come back to your intention. Be purposeful in your pause right now. Let your body just have the benefit of this relaxation. Inhale, lengthen, come up nice and slow. Flexing those feet. Opening your hands behind you. We're going to come into a reverse plank or reverse tabletop. So you can either bend your knees, lift your hips into a reverse tabletop, or you can have your legs extended out long, lift your hips, you're in a reverse plank, whichever one you want. And then exhale, bring your seat back down to the mat. Good. So our next 3-minute hold, what I want you to do is pull your left leg in so your right leg is long, and my left foot is meeting my right thigh. And if this left knee is like way up in the air, put something under it so you're fully supported when we move into this stretch. If you don't need it, that's fine. If your toes look really far away and you think you're never going to reach them, go ahead and lasso them with a strap. Just something that's not stretchy, so not anything with elastic in it, a belt, or something that won't stretch. So you're going to slightly rotate your chest and your heart towards your right foot, so you're squarely facing that toe. I'm going to get our little timer ready because we're going to hold this one for 3 minutes too. So we're going to inhale, lengthen, and as you exhale, hinge forward at your hips. Maybe using that strap to help you come down into the fold. And if you don't need the strap, you can let go of it. If you need to have that knee bent and something supportive underneath it, give it to yourself. Otherwise, just drape yourself over that right leg. Don't worry too much about what's happening, how far are you, when is this going to be over? Just embrace it. Breathe in that oxygen wherever you feel something tight. Send the air right there. Exhale through your nose. Let's do 3 breaths together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Find some comfort here. Find some ease. Make sure your body is supported. I know it seems counterintuitive if you're trying to stretch the back of your leg to bend it, but your body will fight against you if it's not ready, if you're forcing it, if you're pushing it. So if you actually support your body where it's at, you'll have much better opportunity to actually fully relax into that pose, and you'll gain length quicker, faster, easier, with less injury over time. Just keep breathing. Listen to the sound of your breath. Shake your head no. Resist the urge to come out of the pose before it's time. Ready? On your next inhale, bring yourself back up, walking out of that. Go ahead and bring both feet together so the soles of your feet touch. We're going to do a supine butterfly pose. So for this one, we're going to do both at once. So you're lucky, you only have to do 3 minutes one time. I like to prop my hips up slightly. So I kind of sit on a block, but I get my hips over the edge of the block. So the soles of your feet are together. Your legs might be much farther out in front of you and your knees are up. That's totally fine. Prop them up with pillows or blankets. But as you can, bring your feet closer to you and the soles of your feet touch. And the goal here, I'll start our timer, is that your hips are open and your knees melt away from you, okay? So in this pose, you can be seated upright with your spine lengthened, feeling that opening across your hips. Or you can also hinge forward in this position to really deepen that inner thigh stretch and fold over your opening of your legs, okay? So you still just feel a really nice opening through those hips. If you have done a forward fold, let your head just relax, roll out your neck a little bit. Continue to just be focused on your breath, inhaling, exhaling. And really just inhale that oxygen straight to wherever your body is trying to talk you out of staying in the pose. And then exhale all that discomfort, exhale that resistance, exhale what no longer serves you. Inhale that oxygen in, exhale out. Shake your head no. Let's do 3 more breaths together. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. You got about 45 more seconds on your own. Keep up your breathing. Find ease in the discomfort. Find opportunity to pause here, even though you would maybe like nothing more than to get out and move on to the next pose. Just relax. Good, and then slowly walk yourself back in. Very slowly. If you were on a block or had blocks, go ahead and gently remove them. Little butterflies, gently flutter your wings. So we'll work those hips out a little bit. And we'll do a nice windshield wiper stretch. So you're going to put your legs wide out in front of you, feet on the floor, hands back behind your hips, and just drop both knees to the right. Bring them through the center, drop knees both to the left. So this is just a nice little windshield wiper stretch. Works out your hips. Okay? All right. And we're going to move into pigeon. I'm going to give you 2 options for pigeon. So there is an option where you are on your back. So if you're going to pick that option, you bend your right knee, put your right ankle on your left thigh, open your right knee out. That could be enough. If you want more in this supine pose, you reach both hands under your left thigh, pulling your left thigh towards you, as you use your right elbow to push that right knee out. So that's your hip opener if you want to lay on your back. Otherwise, our traditional pigeon pose, sometimes it's nice to get into it from a downward facing dog. So from downward dog, inhale your right leg, exhale, bring your right knee to your right wrist, your right heel to your left hip. Let that hip drop and come down. I'm going to set our timer for us, okay? So this might be enough for you right here in this pigeon pose, okay? But if you want a little bit more, you go ahead and bring your forearms down, maybe even your forehead down. Both options are rather intense hip openers on the right side right now. So be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Continue to focus on your breath, inhaling and exhaling. If your right hip feels really high up in the air, you can put a pillow or a little blanket underneath there. Make sure your left leg is extended long behind you. And wherever you are, just breathe. And know that whatever you're doing right now is enough. It is exactly what your body needs. So just trust that you're listening to your body, that you're making good choices, that every inhale fills you with life-sustaining oxygen. And every exhale is an opportunity to release what no longer serves you. Stay wherever you are in your comfortable pose. If you want to, in this pigeon pose, walk your hands back in and spend your last 45 seconds bending that back knee, opening across your right shoulder. You can do that. This just intensifies the stretch more into your left thigh and across your right shoulder. But that's up to you. Wherever you're at is perfect. I told you that already. Okay. If you were holding that foot, let it go. If you're laying on your back, go ahead and put your feet down wide and do that windshield wiper maneuver on the mat. If you were in pigeon pose and you want to come out of it through your downward facing dog, you can go ahead and do that. Maybe a little three-legged dog, switch your legs. Everyone's going to switch and do the other side. So maybe you're just on your back still. And now you're going to bring your left knee bent, put your left heel on your right thigh, pressing your right knee to the outside, maybe reaching through that right thigh, pulling it closer to you as you push that left knee out. And if you're going to do pigeon pose on the mat, you know your left knee is touching your left wrist, your left heel is by your left hip, and then you just slowly let the weight of your hips fall into the mat, okay? This is perfectly fine right here, right leg is lengthened, but you also have the option to come down to those forearms and maybe come all the way down to your forehead. Continuing to focus on your breath, making sure your inhale and your exhales are long, maybe a count of 6 or 8. Just giving yourself the time. You already took the time to be on your mat, so take the time to be really effective and thoughtful with these poses. Yin yoga leaves you alone with your thoughts, which could be a little bit intimidating. That's why it's important to really focus on your breath and just let whatever is going on in your mind just be background noise that you tune out. And focus on yourself, focus on your breath, focus on that life force that you're creating every time you inhale and you exhale. And if you're in pigeon and you want to spend that last minute or so propped up, bending your right knee, reaching back with your left hand. If you can't reach your foot, you can use a strap. This just changes the stretch from being mostly in that left hip to now on the front of your right thigh and hip. And it allows you to open your left shoulder even more. So just select whichever one feels really good to you. It allows you to just have a peaceful, calm mindset. And when you're ready, slowly come out of that pose, just like you've done for all of the other ones. Maybe if you're in pigeon, coming out three-legged dog. If you're laying on your back, your knees go wide. We're actually all going to meet you there. So everyone's going to meet on your back with your knees, your feet wide. We're going to do a few windshield wipers here. Okay. And go ahead and take a nice restorative inversion. So I'm going to recommend just bridge pose just long enough to get a block underneath your hips and let your feet go up to the sky. And we're going to do 8 breaths here. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Bend your knees. Bring one foot down to the mat at a time. Lift your hips just to get that block out. And go ahead right into Savasana. So your legs go wide to either side of your mat. Your feet fold out to the side. Your hands lay wide at your side. I'm going to take Savasana seated, but I want you to stay laying down right where you are, right in your comfortable seat. And I will guide you out when it is time. Keep those eyes closed. Relax your forehead, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders just down right into the ground. Let your hips feel heavy. No cares in the world. One more really deep, long inhale. Exhale. Close your eyes. I'll guide you back when it's time. Gently wiggle your fingers and your toes as you start to come back to your breathing. Gently come to a comfortable seat. Here's my comfortable seat. And I want everyone to take in your comfortable seat one big inhale, reaching up, looking up. Exhale, hands heart center. I thank you for choosing to spend a little bit of your morning with me doing yoga. I hope this yin style was beneficial for you and gets you a good start to your day. We close our practice by saying namaste, which means the light and the love inside of me sees, honors, and cherishes the light and the love inside of you. Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you have a great day.